So we're right around the corner from the Marvels. I'm talking only a few weeks away, and I know there's a big question on all of our minds. Will the Marvels flop? Well, first, I want to preface this video by saying I really enjoy Brie Larson and Teyonah Parris, and of course, Iman Vellani. They're a great trio of actresses, and I like them in a lot of things they play. While I didn't love the first Captain Marvel, I still think there's a lot of hope for this one with Nia DaCosta being on board to direct, and the three lead actresses being so awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't concerned about it at least a little bit, and the box office performance, I'm worried. I'm really worried. Phase 5 started off with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and that really split us. The box office for Quantumania was $519.3 million, which is not even as large as the second Ant-Man and the Wasp or the very first Ant-Man. And while Guardians of the Galaxy 3 performed well with legs, its initial $118 million debut was seen as a low-end performance for the MCU. So even though Guardians performed very well, still, it has definitely been rough since the end of Endgame. And not only that, guys, the SAG-AFTRA strike is still going on. And unfortunately, Brie, Teyonah, and Iman have not been able to actually promote the movie, really get the audience knowing these characters, enjoying the cast members. You know, these press tours are so important. It would have been awesome to see the three of them bantering a little bit and really seeing the relationship between the actresses come alive before the movie came out. And I want to briefly touch on Brie Larson because I think she's a fantastic actress. She gets way too much hate online for guys that hate her simply because she spoke up that there needs to be more diversity in criticism. Not cool, but I do want to talk about her character, Carol Danvers, in Captain Marvel. Unfortunately, Marvel has not done a great job of building this character up. We got her movie, and the movie, in my opinion, unfortunately doesn't have a great explanation on the character. The writing's not that great in the film to really build and flesh out this character, and then after that, she's just been a glorified cameo person. We've seen her in Endgame, which is basically a cameo. I mean, she's barely in it. We saw her in Miss Marvel in the post-credit, and then we saw her in the post-credit of Shang-Chi, and I just feel like for a character that is supposed to be a tentpole character in your next phase of the MCU, why would you not make her a big presence? And she doesn't feel that way. The perfect inclusion of this character would have been at the end of Secret Invasion. Forget the Gaia character anyway, and just put Captain Marvel in there. We need more Captain Marvel saving the day, and we haven't seen that enough. So I don't even know Captain Marvel in this universe that well. Another big thing that I'm concerned about regarding this movie, how many people are going to walk into this having seen all of WandaVision, all of Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel? I'm going to guarantee you most people, maybe not most, but quite a few people watching this film will have seen Captain Marvel, and that's going to put a lot of weight on the shoulders of the writers, of Nia DaCosta, to be able to reintroduce these characters again. And without the three actresses, it's so unfortunate they can't promote the film, and it's a major blow to Disney's efforts here. Heck, how many people have seen Secret Invasion? I mean, that was one of the lowest rated projects of the MCU, and with that, I can already tell you guys, there's barely gonna be anything pertaining to Secret Invasion in this movie. So why watch it anyway? The MCU has felt a little overwhelming lately, and I know that I'm not the only one to express that. While I'm still very excited, I know it's hard to keep up with everything, and so it's lost some people. Another big problem they have around the corner, 1 week away. The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes releases the week right after that. And then right after Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is Wish, another Disney movie. So it's competing with itself in the same month, and then you've got a very stacked December with Aquaman 2 and Wonka and The Color Purple. There's so many big films right after it. Nothing opens alongside the Marvels that's going to knock it out. Of course, it's going to open #1, but it's very possible that The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes could knock it out, and then Wish comes out the week after that and knocks it down even further potentially. That's so unfortunate. It's also possible that the demand for this is overshadowed by Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. The Eras Tour just finished its second weekend at #1. Now, I'm not saying by the time the Marvels comes out, it's still going to be #1. I think a lot of that audience that they were looking for were really looking forward to the Eras Tour and channeled a lot of their energy into the Eras Tour, creating a very low box office pre-sales number. Oof, the pre-sales figures are not looking good, y'all. The pre-sales are alarmingly low for Marvel Studios film. Trends are currently 69% behind the pace of Guardians Volume 2, 72% behind Quantumania, and 42% behind Eternals, which is unfortunate because Eternals is Marvel's biggest critical flop in the movies. So if it's behind Eternals, that's not good. All of this paired with the fact that DC has not done well this year whatsoever, and the general audiences are likely feeling a little bit of superhero fatigue. Shazam 2 not doing well, The Flash not doing well at the box office, and then Blue Beetle going on to not do well either, despite it actually being a fun, charming movie, didn't do well. Superhero movies, big franchises, Transformers, other things are flopping at the box office already. Now, the first movie did $1 billion. $1 billion with a B, baby. I don't think this movie is going to come that close to $1 billion. I don't even think it's going to pass 700 million, guys. I think we're most likely looking at a box office very similar to Quantumania. It's unfortunate, but superhero fatigue, while I don't think it's necessarily all the way real, I do think that general audiences are craving new, fresh content. I don't think that that's untrue. Look at Barbenheimer. That craze right there shows us a little bit of what the general audiences are trying to get. While the creator didn't do nearly as well, the Barbenheimer phenomenon really shows us that audiences are still down for original, big, new surprises in film, and I'm here for it as well, but I'm so upset to report that it feels like, unfortunately, the Marvels is going to flop. Now, with the budget looking at 274.8 million gross, 219.8 million net, 500 million would not be the best for this movie. We have to factor in marketing, so you put at least 100, 200 million in there. It's not the best pickup from this movie, and I feel like it'll be a flop in the eyes of Disney. Listen, y'all can go ahead and dump 500 million into my bank account and I'll be happy. But when basically the movie costs around 400 or 500 million, and then you only make 500 million back from the box office, and you still gotta split that with the theater, yeesh. Recipe for not so great. But you guys let me know down in the comments, do you think the Marvels is going to flop? Again, I want to reiterate that I'm in huge support of Brie Larson, Teyonah Parris, and Iman Vellani because I love all their characters, I love all their acting, all their performances, and I think this movie is getting a little too much flack from people who have not seen it yet. So please, let's keep our criticisms aside and wait until the movie actually comes out to start slandering and start doing all this. And let's be 100%, guys, a lot of people put their hands into this work. Let's not wish for it to fail. Come on, that doesn't sit well with me, and I don't think it should sit well with you either. Your creatives will put in so much work, so much time, so much effort, and a lot of us can't do much better than them. So let's give it a little slack until it actually comes out. Let's reiterate, ladies and gentlemen, the Marvels. Is it going to flop? I believe so. I hate to say it, but I believe so, especially in the eyes of Disney. I mean, listen, 500 million for something like The Creator would be phenomenal, or something even smaller, you know, along 100, 150 would be great. However, with the budget of around 274 million and with pre-sales figures that just don't look great, it's not looking great, guys. Guys, you let me know down in the comments, do you think the Marvels is gonna flop? I hope it doesn't, but I think it's possible. I think that's unfortunately what's gonna happen. Let me know your thoughts, and hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. We'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.